In 3, 2, 1. Yo, everyone. Welcome to Filmmaker Mike and the boys. Joining me for this WandaVision episode review is Sequestered Jester.
Hey, everybody.
Pinhead.
What is up?
And Kuya.
Happy Sunday, guys.
Alrighty. So, WandaVision episode 4. We interrupt this program running at 34 minutes. So the official description is Monica Rambeau tasked with a special assignment regarding sentient weapons goes missing. So this is the episode where everything is unraveled and finally revealed as to what is going on from the outside perspective of the quaint little Westview. We kick it off right at the beginning, and Monica Rambeau returns from the blip, which I still think is a ridiculous name. I would have just
the snap is better.
The snapping.
Yep.
Snapping.
I like the snapping.
The blip.
Yeah, I was like, that sounds like the very bare minimum effort put
exactly.
in. Like, Jesus.
Yeah, way to go, Russo brothers. Way to fucking just call it the blip.
Or yeah, the snap. The snap would have worked.
Yeah, the snap would have been cool.
Fine. Yeah.
That's what triggered the massive loss of life, 50%. Was it just on Earth, or it's also in the universe around
the whole universe? From what
universe.
I thought it was the universe.
I guess I can call it the pandemic, but that might be a little too close to home, huh?
It could have been COVID. They could have called it the COVID, the Rona.
Yeah,
the Rona instead of the blip. You know?
This is we got Infinity War 2018.
Yeah.
We got
this is probably why like the MCU fans love this episode, was because they got reminded of Endgame and Infinity War and all that shit, right?
It connected to the biggest things in the universe.
Oh my god!
Like, that's why I'm watching it, because
oh my god, WandaVision's like the greatest ever, 99%.
Now it's good. Now you guys got to be watching. So
I still feel the same about it.
You do?
Yeah, I do. Like, nothing's really changed for me. I still feel the same. I like the connections, but that's it, really. I do have more questions though that we'll get to down the line, but I can
answer them for you.
Oh yeah, you think so?
You can try. I mean, you can ask it way later. And then
I'll ask it way later. I'll let Mike continue.
Go with So I like the cool visual, because we never saw anyone who was snapped away in return. Actually, we didn't see the actual return, right? Mm-hmm. We just when Hulk puts on the power gauntlet, and he's like, which is now a famous meme, of course, when he snaps it, and because it's so much power, and he's what does he say? He's made of gamma radiation, so he's pretty much like built for it. So when he snaps everyone back, we don't see anyone physically return. So it was pretty cool to see how that happened. Just basically the reverse of like dusting away and like coming back. So we see Monica Rambeau. She comes back into the hospital room. And then she's like confused what's going on. And then we see other people coming back as well. There's panic. It's a hospital. People are panicking and like, what is going on? It's pretty crazy. And then she looks for a doctor. She finds a doctor and she asks the doctor, "Where's my mom?" And the doctor tells her, "Your mom, what are you talking about? Your mom's gone. Your mom died." And she's like, what are you talking about? I was just here. You just told me like the cancer went away and everything. And then the doctor tells her, "Your mom passed. Your mom died 3 years ago, 2 years after you disappeared." Yeah. So because of course in Endgame, Avengers Endgame, which I actually just was watching over the weekend. When we start Endgame, it's 5 years. It takes place 5 years after. Yeah.
So I have a question. Sorry.
Yeah.
Rambeau, like, so have we seen this character before?
Yes.
Captain
Marvel.
Captain. Karen.
She's
So
the
in the
little-
cap, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, she's the little girl in Captain Marvel.
That's Captain Marvel's friend, and then her friend, that's her daughter, right?
Yes.
Yeah, Maria Rambeau is the one that died, the mom.
Best friend. Yeah.
Because they
that's Karen's best friend. Yeah.
Yeah, no. So I vaguely remember because I only saw the movie in the theaters. So like it's Karen and Rambeau were best friends in what was it, like the Air Force, right, or something like that?
Yeah, they're in the Air Force.
And then her daughter was in the movie, right, with her as well. That kind of wanted to do the same thing.
Yep. And then she was like friends with the little alien girl too.
Oh, that's right. Okay, I remember now.
The little scroll. Yep.
Yeah. So by the way, spoilers. We're discussing. I seem to forget. We seem to forget to remind everyone listening.
If they haven't seen Captain Marvel yet, man, they're fucking stupid.
No. I'm not just talking about Captain Marvel. I'm talking about WandaVision.
Oh.
Yeah, I was gonna say it should. I understand for WandaVision. If you haven't seen Captain Marvel at this point,
don't worry about it. You don't need to watch it.
You're
Good
not
for you.
Yeah, exactly. I'm so jealous of you. I'm so
good
jealous
for you.
So what I do want to bring up, as far as the characters, so Maria Rambeau is the best friend of Captain Marvel, who we just found out is now dead. They introduced her in Captain Marvel, and she's dead now in the timeline. And here is her daughter, who's all grown up. We also find out that Maria Rambeau started SWORD, and Monica,
one of the people that started,
one of the founders of So she built it from the ground up. So now what I'm interested to see here, what makes me curious about Captain Marvel 2 is I do want to see this brought up in Captain Marvel 2, because we all know this is a very interconnected universe. The stories, the characters interconnect. I want to see Monica Rambeau. I want to see her be pissed off at Captain Marvel because, like, where were you when my mom died?
Yep.
What were you doing? Oh, I was out in space. There's so much things happening out there. Like, where were you?
I had to get a haircut. I had to go for that butch look. Sorry, I was busy.
Yeah, but no, seriously, I think it makes for some great drama, and like,
wait, a Marvel movie with drama? What?
Oh, come on, there's drama.
What the fuck?
Yeah, there's drama in Marvel movies, but yeah, I think it'd be interesting to see Monica Rambeau if she is going to be groomed or essentially like prepped to become the next Captain Marvel in the future, or
she's going to be Photon. It's not going to be Captain Marvel.
Yeah, I know she has many different, like she becomes many different characters.
Yeah, but like she's going to turn into she's going to keep the namesake for her mom as a tribute. She's going to be Photon.
So Rambeau's Photon?
Yeah, that's her call sign in the that's her call sign in the Air Force because she was a pilot.
Okay.
Her name is Photon, or like so Maria Photon Rambeau.
Did she have that name on the like by the door or whatever she was trying to scan in?
Yeah, it was the picture. The picture was there.
It
Maria
said
Photon.
Photon. Oh, okay. Oh, that's what that meant. Then. All right.
Yeah. So, which I want to mention when she goes back to work, she goes back to SWORD.
Yep.
Her badge doesn't work
because she's been gone for like 2.
This asshole security sitting at the desk is like, oh, and she's like, oh, I work here, and he's like, if you work here, your badge would work. I'm like, holy shit, is that the way to talk to a superior? Like, oh my god,
yes,
like wow, the attitude on this guy.
Welcome to America, guys.
Huh?
Welcome to America.
Yeah. So we find out the guy who talking to her is Tyler. He basically took over her job because she disappeared. She was next in line, essentially. But then since she was the next chain of command, I guess. And since she disappeared, he was the most obvious. She says he was the most obvious, but then he was like, well, I was the only one. So there was no competition or anything anyway. And then
he reiterated he was acting director because he said they said director or whatever.
Oh, and did I hear that conversation correctly too in that scene where like did Carol Danvers also start SWORD with her?
Probably with Monica
yeah.
or Maria Carol and Nick Fury. They may have found his sword.
Okay.
So that's
That's the possibility of things right now.
Oh man. Okay. So when we get Captain Marvel 2, I hope we're not gonna do a whole another 90s. Well, probably not the 90s.
Like 2000s, guys. This is all gonna be emo stuff.
I hope it's like it's set like today. So like it's cool to go back and hey, if it works with the story, go ahead. But let's not do the whole movie all the way. Like at a different like let's go back to like now. Like at least for me, I prefer like to see that kind of story. So anyway, Tyler basically tells her since there's protocol, she can't just go do the usual thing. The protocol that her mom established for vanishing former employees who return, you kind of put into, or she's basically grounded. He tells her she's grounded, and that's the protocol that her mom established for vanishing employees. Of course, that could be possibly because they're not even sure if that's the real person. It could be a whole Skrull thing. Who knows? So I thought that was interesting.
Secret War.
Yeah, because that's the thing that I'm interested in about too. Is like, did you was it the director was like, well, you only have to worry about Earth threats now, so you have to stay here. And it's like, wait, do they have the ability to just travel between worlds like that?
No, like they can when it comes to sword, like I said, they were focusing more on the outside threats. So like the Shi'ar Empire from the X-Men comic books, the Skrulls, some other superpowered beings and like magical beings as well. All of these things that anything that's a threat from outside of Earth, that's what Sword was worried about because they're like the human response team. Like with Shield, because Shield is basically like the FBI, NSA, CIA all put in one, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now that Shield is destroyed, Sword replaced Shield in that sense.
Okay.
So instead of like in the comic books, they're looking at those alien superpowered beings and all that stuff trying to attack Earth or whatever, which happens every so often. Now they retconned it here in the MCU so that it's more sentient beings. So basically any superpower person.
Okay, so they in the MCU they retconned the fact that Sword focuses on like other species too.
Yeah.
In the MCU they only focus on superpowered beings.
Yeah, that's what the Sword, what it meant in Sword.
Okay.
Because like remember sentient something
Yeah,
for
so
Sword.
Yeah.
Sword stands for in the MCU Sentient Weapon Observation and Response Division.
Yep, and then in the comic books is space weapon.
Oh.
So that's the only difference. What they did. I'm sure they're still gonna look out outside threats from the Shi'ar Empire, the people that Marvel came from, and all that shit. So I guess those guys are the bad guys now.
Yeah, because the last time we saw Sword was at the end of Spider-Man: Far From Home.
Yep. With
Nick Fury isn't Nick Fury on Earth. It's what's his name? Talos.
Yeah, and he was like fucking Nick Fury was just like sunbathing in a virtual sun.
And that's where Nick Fury is. He's with Sword in space, and he's just chilling.
Hmm.
So that's the end credit sequence. From Far From Home. So next up we have. So she's told like she needs to do like an investigation on missing person's case.
Yep.
And then she drives up to where Westview is.
New Jersey.
We're reintroduced to Jimmy Woo from Ant-Man, Special Agent Jimmy Woo, who's with the FBI, right?
Yeah.
Yep, FBI.
And so when he's speaking to two cops right outside the big Westview sign, and as he turns around and he introduces himself, he does the magic trick that Ant-Man that he wanted to learn from Scott Lang. So he does it perfectly. He pulls it off. when he shows off his FBI business card, and so he meets he speaks with Monica Rambeau, and then he basically tells her like they don't know where Westview is, or like Westview doesn't exist, and she's like, what are you talking about? What's going on? So when he takes her to speak to the cops who are standing right by the Westview sign, the cops tell them like, we don't know. We already told you. We don't know where Westview doesn't exist. We're from Eastview. And it's like, what the hell is going on? So I thought that was really fascinating. Like, okay, they don't even know that Westview exists. So there's something's up here. And so
I thought Monica was gonna be like this. There's a fucking sign here that says Westview.
Right? Yeah. Like,
but then she just let him go. I was like, okay.
Right. So the cops leave and they both keep talking. She takes out a drone because she mentions it earlier that she works with drones, and there's something that she hinted at that something happened last time or something like that. So maybe we'll find out later on whatever that was. But she takes out a drone, a sword drone with a sword logo on it. It looks a lot like a helicopter. And
episode 2.
when she sets it, and as soon as I saw it, I'm sure as everyone saw it, could easily make the connection. Like, that's the little helicopter toy, the red and gold helicopter toy that Wanda found in her front yard.
I thought it was like, I thought it was like a big ass helicopter that Monica landed with, right? Mm-hmm. And then as it flew, it fucking just got shrunk up. That's what I thought. I was just like, oh man, that would have been cool.
No, I like the way they went with it, where like everything changed to like the retro look, something that would fit in that era. I like that.
Right. So yeah, she flies the drone because she does see that field. So before trying to do anything with it, of course, she doesn't even see the field yet.
She felt it.
Yeah, she felt it. And then she flies the drone in, and then before you know it disappears. She doesn't know where it goes. We all know what happens. That's the exact moment when Wanda finds it in her front yard in the bushes. She goes closer to the field, and he tells her like, what's up with us? Like, does she ask him? Does she ask Jimmy Woo? Like, what's up with you and me? Like, how can we?
How come we're not hypnotized or we're not controlled or something like that?
Like we don't have a personal connection or something.
Yeah.
So that was interesting.
That was really interesting because why is it that when people went in there they weren't controlled? You know what I mean? Right. I mean, it seemed like Rambeau just played her part, but that's the other thing I wanted to ask. I was like, what the hell happened to the beekeeper guy? Because we saw Rambeau get yeeted out of her spot, but then the beekeeper, he's just gone.
Like he got reversed.
He got reversed, but then we never saw him again.
Yeah, he probably went down the sewer line and reversed his ass back. Something, I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah. I wonder if we'll see what happened to him in the next episode.
Yeah,
and like he didn't seem like a fucking important person, like how everybody was thought. Oh shit! Like that's flies. It's Mephisto. Like no.
People thought it was Mephisto.
Yeah, and good. Oh, he came down from the underground, so it has to be Mephisto and shit.
And
I was like, no, those are bees because it was they were buzzing like bees. It didn't look like fucking. And it's a beekeeper suit.
And he had the sword symbol on his back, like we saw that.
Yeah.
It's not Mephisto.
Well, like how like these conspiracy theory fuckers and YouTubers they're like, oh my god, fucking it makes sense now.
Yeah. So when Monica tries to get closer and she sees the field, she touches it. She actually gets sucked into it, and Jimmy Woo can't do anything. And that's when 24 hours later, there's already he calls the cavalry in. All the agencies are there. Of course, SWORD is there. The FBI is there. And then that's when the
two broke girl.
Yeah, we also see Darcy,
Kat Dennings,
who we haven't seen in a while, return. So I thought it was pretty cool that they brought her back. And then she's in a van with all these she's asking what does everyone do? And she's basically figuring
we're not supposed to talk about it.
Yeah, SWORD doesn't know. SWORD doesn't even know what they have here because they're calling in all the specialists. And so
And then finally the guy said nuclear engineering. Nobody cares.
Yeah.
or, it's not
like-
nuclear. I think it's he says
Or molecular engineering or something.
yeah, yeah.
It's something like that.
or biochemistry, something like that.
And then she was just like snarky about it. And that's what I forgot about, like her character in Thor.
Right.
Like
Yeah.
she was very snarky.
Oh yeah.
Like that. That's like that was like a nice difference in with the Thor movies and stuff.
Yeah, no, it was. I liked her character from the get go. I really enjoyed the fact that she was in those movies, and it's kind of cool to see her again come back.
Yeah.
So I do enjoy that, and I like all the tie-ins that they had here with what we saw in episodes 1, 2, and 3, and then the subtle things that they saw in there, and it was kind of cool to see. Like at the same time, I was also disappointed that we didn't get like another era this episode, but I understand that by episode 4, maybe they should show everybody what's going on. Then maybe the next episode we'll get another sitcom era or whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, who knows what's going to happen now? I have like no idea because I didn't think they were going to show
There's 9 episodes, right? You said 9?
as far as I know.
Yeah.
I just didn't think they were going to show us all this already. It's kind of crazy.
Well, I mean, it's a good thing because people were fucking confused, you know?
Well, yeah, so was I, but like, I mean, I kept watching, and that's why I would keep watching because I'm like, I want to know.
Yeah, and now you know. So
Yeah, now I know. So now I guess I can stop, right, guys?
yeah,
I'm done.
basically.
All done.
Well,
So-
we're past the 3 episode mark that so.
Well,
Yeah,
there you go.
it's been keeping me coming back. So like, yeah,
Yeah, especially when Kat Dennings is back now. Shit.
yep, that's true. So
So there is a preview for the next episode or episodes that's out there online, and I watched it, and I'm pretty sure we're gonna be in the 90s or 80s,
80s first. Yeah.
90s next. So,
okay, cool,
Yeah.
nice.
I think the 80s is gonna be what the one with Michael J. Fox in it. What's the name of that?
Family
fucking
Ties.
Family Ties.
Okay.
Family Ties and Growing Pains. I think that's the era they're gonna be
I
in.
haven't seen either of those. I feel so left out.
I could see a more growing pains, especially now that she had the children.
Yeah.
I could see a more growing pains. Maybe they might even throw out a left hook out there, like a real curveball, and do a Mr. Belvedere. You never know, you know.
Yeah, that'd be kind of cool.
Because you could do some potential with that as well. But yeah, I could see your point where you would go with growing pains for sure.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Oh, I had another question too. So that was the recurring question that everyone was asking in the show, as well as the audience is asking, is the fact that didn't Vision die? Isn't he like dead, not blipped?
Yeah. So that's what Darcy says. Yeah.
Yeah, and like, I mean, forgive me, I'm jumping ahead a little bit, but towards the end of the episode, when she looks at him when he comes inside, he's his dead body.
Yeah.
And then he's back.
Yep.
Now, in my mind, I think in some sick, twisted way, she's reanimating his body.
Yep.
But then it goes against what I think because he himself is questioning his reality, like a lot of the other characters before she reverses them.
No, because he knew that he was done, that he was dead. Remember, because he accepted that fate that you have to destroy the stone in order to save everybody.
No, I realize that, but like if he's dead, then how can he question his own existence?
Because it doesn't make sense logically, that because he knew that he was dead.
Yeah, but I'm saying he himself he's like his real body's dead, and the only thing that's animating him is Wanda.
Mm-hmm.
Then how would he have his own thoughts?
The personality, I don't know.
Yeah, so that's the thing that throws me off because all the other people that she's like,
Jester, it's magic.
I mean that's cool. I would accept that as an answer, but like
no, that's not the answer though. But I don't know. They're probably gonna explain it like later.
Yeah.
On how it happened. I'm sure because
in the Matrix.
Yeah, I'm sure because with her reality warping abilities, maybe she could have reconstructed the mind gem and
so
fucking put it on him. Yeah.
Yeah.
Some shit like that.
because like it looks like she kept his body, and that's like so creepy on some sick twisted level. Like I was like, man, that's insane.
But nobody's making a big stink about it.
Hey, but like
dude, it was like a sliver.
If fucking Selena Kyle put grabbed like Bruce Wayne's dead body and fucking starts fucking with it or whatever, then everybody's gonna have a stink in there. Oh, she's sick as fuck.
Well, that's the strange thing. Like nobody's talking about that. It's like I'm sorry. Like it was the one sliver of time in that episode where I was like, this is really dark. Like,
that's why I don't think Disney's they're going. I don't think Marvel's going down that path, because that would mean that they actually had a set of balls. I don't think that they're going down that way. I see what you're saying, but
yeah,
I don't think that like, because that is dark. It's like, whoa, okay, you're stepping here with the big boys now. Like, actually, I don't think they have the balls to do that. I really think it would be something more adapted, something cliche as really literally copying, like, oh, it's a glitch in the Matrix and it's part of what's going on with her mind, and like some cop out nonsense. Like, I don't think, I could be wrong, but I really don't think that Marvel has the wherewithal to go that deep. That's what scares me about the new Doctor Strange movie that'll be coming out. That's the one thing that scares me about that new film, especially if this material connects to this next movie. It scares me because Marvel just doesn't have the guts to go as deep as you need to go for this kind of material, to where, because like Jester said, you could have those dark moments.
And see, that's the thing though too, is like, while I agree with you on a certain level, I feel like they don't really have much of a choice. They kind of have to change it up. They gotta, at least a little bit. And they are. I mean, they're doing it right now.
They have a formula, guys.
Well, I mean, you should have a story you're supposed to tell. I mean, I'm sorry.
No, but,
have a story.
They all that matters to them is they make $1 billion. So they have a formula for that.
Yeah. So I don't know. We'll see. But like,
Mike,
I'm just saying.
Are we live on Facebook, Mike?
Yeah, we're live on Facebook.
Yeah, my friend wants in next time, because he wants to join in on our podcast. He says if it was okay with you guys.
Oh, cool.
Well, I mean, hell no. I'm just kidding. I don't really care. Whatever.
We still have to discuss it.
Well, yeah, we'll discuss it or something. Like, his brother is actually like the biggest Star Wars fan outside of Mike that I know. And we've had our discussions with The Last Jedi and all that stuff.
But we need to have some discussions about those too.
Oh yeah,
you should.
So maybe we should invite his brother and not him, right?
and I'm talking about like actual, like, because we tend to usually, like in the past, we tend to just like start talking about The Last Jedi.
Yeah.
But, like, if we actually like did a commentary on it and broke it down.
Yeah.
For what it is, and what it should have been.
Yeah, it's the best Star Wars movie since Empire Strikes Back.
Shut up, Kuya. We're talking about WandaVision right now. Let's get back to that.
Right,
your friend. We can discuss your friend later.
So when Darcy gets set up, she's the one. We find out she's the one who figures out everything. she gets a signal, which is like CMBR, which is supposedly like material or energy from the Big Bang.
Oh yeah, I was like, what?
Like, okay, cool. and with that,
director knew it like exactly the way it was, right?
Exactly. I was like, who the fuck is this director? I don't even remember him. He's a fucking Skrull.
I'm sure he is. I'm sure he's a Skrull.
So they say the CMBR, and then within that, Darcy found a broadcast frequency. And she tells the guy who's like just there, like hanging out, like, get me a TV. That's not
like one of them old ones.
Yeah, the old ones, the old tube TVs, and that's what we're.
I know, and then they got like a $20,000 vintage fucking TV.
Yeah, no kidding, man.
I'm like, what the hell did you get this from?
Yeah. And then Jimmy Woo, like when they see it, Darcy says, wait, that's her, right? Or like that's Wanda. And then she says, he's dead, right? To Vision.
Right.
He's dead. So what's he doing there? And then...
You guys think like he got unblipped when Hulk snapped it?
Vision?
Yeah. Oh, no, he didn't because he actually died, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
died
the
because-
Mind
he
Stone
didn't-
was
he
ripped
didn't
out of his
disappear.
skull.
yeah.
Yeah.
And
Okay, well, never mind then.
when they created Vision, well, because you remember in Infinity War, what's her name? T'Challa's sister.
Shuri.
Shuri was trying to remove the Mind Stone, and then she even tells Bruce Banner, "Why didn't you guys just do the synaptics, like uncomplicated way?" And then he says, "Because we didn't think of it." I'm like, "Wow, holy shit, really?" So since she wasn't able to remove it, the basically the what's the word I'm thinking of? I guess the fail safe was for Wanda to just destroy the Mind Stone.
Yeah.
And that's when Vision was like, I can feel you. I can only feel you.
and then
You
Thanos just
resurrect me and we can have babies later on.
It's okay.
And then
It's okay.
Thanos just completely like reverses it, like nope.
Yeah.
And then makes it go back. It's like nice.
No, and then you remember like what she said to Thanos, and she was just like, "You took everything away from me. I don't even know you, girl."
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Like,
dude, she was gonna kill him. I felt like she actually was gonna kill him on her own.
No, she could have. Like she was even in the MCU. I think she was strong enough to handle.
Oh yeah, totally.
To handle Thanos, but then she was mentally she was like kind of fucked up.
Well, yeah, we can see that here in this show.
Yeah,
that's the reason.
Kevin Feige confirmed that she was
did.
basically gonna kill him in Endgame.
Oh, nice.
But because of when his armor's like getting ripped up, and he's like, what does he tell?
Tells the ship to blast her, right?
Like, rain fire.
That's right.
Rain fire. And then Captain Marvel, who could have showed up 20 minutes earlier at least.
Yeah, sorry guys.
Exact time.
I think we've all established at this point she's a lazy bitch. I mean, plain and simple.
Well, Pinhead, other worlds needed my help.
Oh, fuck that. I don't care.
You're
a lazy bitch, Captain Karen.
I'm so glad Rocket decided to chew her out.
Oh, that was the best part of fucking Endgame.
I know, man.
Besides Avengers Assemble was like Rocket giving Captain Karen her shit, fucking look at that haircut.
Yeah.
So when they're watching the episodes, Jimmy Woo says, "So the universe created a sitcom starring two Avengers." So,
yeah,
and I feel like that's anyone who doesn't get the show,
right?
That's exactly what they would say. So
that's how most people were feeling watching it, for sure.
So as they were watching the episodes, they started to identify the missing people.
Yep.
So they have they're putting everything on the big whiteboard, and then they're also figuring out what's with the hexagon shape, why a hexagon, in the show, in the credits or when it starts, it's always a hexagon.
Oh, I didn't even look at that.
Yeah,
I didn't even realize that. What would that mean? Did you guys know what that means?
What the hexagon?
I think that's her power, right? When she does her powers, it's a hex. Yeah. So that's why it's that shape. And I think when she does her hand movements too, it's I guess you can yeah. So
you took everything away from me.
I don't even know what you're doing.
Bitch, I don't know who you are.
Which is also a famous meme, has become a famous meme.
Oh yeah.
So Darcy and Jimmy try to contact Wanda. Darcy has the genius idea of there's radios there. Well, maybe we can try to contact them because they're still looking for Geraldine.
Oh, there was one person that wasn't included in that missing persons.
Who?
Agnes.
Oh, that's right.
Agnes, that's the chick that was at the second episode, right? She was talking to the guy that was cutting the wall.
Yes.
Her, right?
Yep.
Huh.
Yeah.
Kathleen Hahn.
Interesting.
Supposedly she's Agatha Harkness, the witch, right? Who becomes Wanda's mentor. That's
the witch.
Yeah. So
the one that's she's the reason why the twins were born, because she wants the twins so that Mephisto can have a body, so to speak.
Really?
Yeah, interesting. Alrighty.
Wow.
And so when
Wow, that's deep. This is
Darcy has an idea of trying to contact Wanda through the radio, and then when they try to establish communication, that's when we hear Wanda's at the meeting with what's her name? Was it Dottie? Like the women's club.
Oh yeah, the blonde girl, right?
Dottie,
the one that
yeah.
cut her hand.
Supposedly, the rumor is, speculation is, she might be Emma Frost from the Hellfire Club.
Seems like a stretch.
I'm sorry. I mean, January Jones, right? She could have come back and did that. She looks young enough.
So
Dottie doesn't have the tits to be Emma Frost. I'm sorry, guys. I'm just saying, let's be real with this.
There's something about her being the leader of a club.
Oh,
true.
And they keep saying for the children.
Yeah,
what does that mean?
Children of the atom, I guess, or the mutant children. Or...
Is that what it's supposed to mean? The children of like
Hellfire Club is like Professor X's school. It's like a different.
Oh.
Yeah.
What the? See, this is why I have you guys around. I don't know this stuff.
Yeah. So
yeah.
supposedly.
Yeah. And then Emma Frost became a good guy, and she became an X-Men and started boning Cyclops.
Oh, nice.
And
Jean Grey's gone.
Jean Grey's gone. Because she's forever Phoenix now, and nobody cares. And then everybody was like, oh, it's Emma Frost. It's okay. Cyclops can bone Emma Frost. It's Emma Frost.
Right. So yeah, when Jimmy Woo is trying to contact Wanda, from what they're seeing on the TV screen, we saw what happened and everything that happened. But on the screen, on the show that they're watching, it just skips.
Yeah, it's like edited out. Yeah.
Yeah. So someone is like editing it like in real time or whatever's going on. So, and then Wanda, we get to the scene where in the third episode where Wanda Wanda gives birth, Monica helps her out.
Right.
And then Monica asks her, Ultron, right? And then that's when Jimmy Woo asks Darcy, wait, is this the first time that our world has been referenced? And she's like, I think so. And that's when, of course, now we see, when we go to the scene of when Monica is asking Wanda what happened, like, oh, Pietro was killed by Ultron, right? And that's when the aspect ratio changes to widescreen.
Yeah, I like that, by the way.
And then that's when Wanda asks Monica, who are you? And she's like, Wanda, I'm just your neighbor. And he's like, no, you're a stranger in my house. You're trespassing. And so that's when she gets her hex power and she like
Hadouken!
So if you notice, he pushes Monica Rambeau. Monica Rambeau breaks through 4 walls. She broke through the 4th wall. Broke through the living room.
Oh my God! I'm calling me. Oh my God! Deadpool reference, guys. Oh.
So the living.
Jesus Christ.
So the living room, the nursery, the fence, and then the energy field. So back into reality. And then
did you notice like when she landed, like she was still having the little hex things going on?
Well, that I didn't notice. That I didn't notice that.
So it was like they're still like reddish type of things. Yeah, like the whatever from Wanda's powers and stuff. Speculations are saying that that is how Monica gets her powers.
Oh, that's cool.
Because the powers that she has is pretty similar to Wanda's.
Right.
In a sense.
Interesting.
And so when Vision walks in after he's talking to the neighbors outside, to Agatha and Herb, you can, if you look in the back, of course, and in the background, because it's Wanda's on the foreground of the shot, Vision is in the back. You can already kind of see like Vision is not like the bright color that he is on the show.
Yeah.
You can already tell. And when she looks at him, because he asked her, "Oh, where's Monica? What happened to Monica?" And then when she looks, and then they play that eerie music of when his skull is pretty much like broken in, and then he has his dead eyes on. And then
they go all Silent Hill on us.
Yeah. She even gets freaked out, and she looks away, and then she looks back at him, and then he's back to normal. And then she tells him, "Don't worry, I have everything under control."
Mm-hmm.
So
then it plays some killer music too.
Right.
Hell yeah. Boy, they did, man. That's how you end it.
Yeah.
Voodoo Child.
Yeah, that Voodoo Child, baby.
And it seems like we're getting one famous song per episode.
Yeah. It doesn't it reference the next decade, right?
Does it?
Is that how they're doing it?
I'm not sure.
I think it's referencing like what's happening during the episode.
Doesn't it reference that current decade?
Okay.
Because like the Daydream Believer was the one like when like the episode 3 when she when she got booted out, and
that's right. Yep, yeah. You're right. Yep, that makes more sense.
So Voodoo Child, this is the precursoring probably the kids like grown up a little bit or something. I don't know.
Okay.
Probably
right. So yeah, and then when they sit down, they each grab one of the twins, and they sit down to watch TV. If you look closely, Vision is looking at the camera, and she's looking at the TV. There's something. Their eye lines are not looking at the same exact spot. So there's something really eerie about what's happening to Vision.
Oh,
and
yeah,
I
totally.
even saw a TikTok video of someone comparing Vision and his collar. His collar is not perfect, like in the past episodes. Like one color is like tucked in and one is tucked out, or like when that's when like he starts like noticing like something's off.
Yeah,
something like that. So really fascinating stuff. And then also in the end credits, every time I just saw this one on TikTok as well. The camera will always zoom in on Vision's eye for whatever reason, and I'm sure there must be a hint there somewhere.
Oh yeah, totally.
You can't just be doing that just because it looks cool. So that's the episode.
Yeah, we just wanted to look at Paul Bettany's eyes because it's pretty. So
yeah, pretty much. Yeah. Did you guys catch the scene at the end of the end credits?
No,
I didn't.
No,
there wasn't one, was it?
There's nothing there.
Oh,
for like the 4th episode, there's like 7 minutes of end credits, and it's like.
People are saying,
yeah, nice try, right?
and I get it. I get it. Everyone who worked on the show must be credited. That's But why is there 7 minutes of credits in a Marvel?
But see, that's what I asked when I watched the first episode. I was like, 6 minutes left of the show. There must be something at the end. And then I like fast forward. I'm like, oh, okay, never mind. And I just walked away.
That's what everyone did, and I'm sure people are still doing it.
Yeah, because they're so like fucking what's the name of that Russian Pavlov's dog? Like the bell. Like if you hear the bell, like you start salivating. It's the same exact thing. It's an MCU thing. So like there's always an end credit something. There has to be.
Well, there doesn't have to be, everybody. Maybe in the movies when you're at the movie theater.
But like people are still fucking like people are still like looking for it. Like honestly.
Hoping
even in Shield, like
I just need my fix. I just need it.
I need to know what happens next episode because I just want to fucking put it on Reddit.
Sitcoms of every decade. This is stupid. I'm never gonna watch this again.
And then like when episode 4 came out, it was like, oh my god, it's the greatest TV show ever.
It's all we've been waiting for.
Fucking yeah, they just want they just wanted an explanation on everything, so that they're like, oh.
Okay, now I'll keep watching it. I guess
it's like me teaching like people how to like change their passwords properly. Fucking you don't put your birthday, don't put anything personal, and use a capital letter and a number and a special character.
Wow.
well, why can't I use the same password that I used before? And I was like, do you remember that password? No. Okay. Then you don't know. And I was just, IT problems. Sorry, like it's got blown out of proportion.
It just makes me laugh. Like now all of a sudden, everyone's talking about it. Now
Right?
I see all the videos of everyone like looking forward to watching the next episode of WandaVision.
Oh my God, it's so exciting now.
Gosh. And then like I feel like people have jumped on the bandwagon of like, oh, if you guys like the 4th episode, you're not allowed to like the rest of the show. And it's like, oh my gosh, this is the stupidest thing I've ever heard. Like, why couldn't we just?
It really is over a fucking television.
Oh, like who cares, people? Like,
shut the fuck up.
I'm better than you. I waited until the 4th episode to decide whether or not I liked it.
It's like, oh my gosh, I'm so done.
Well,
I will say, I hated this episode.
It's filler.
Like,
Really?
It's filler.
It's not filler. It's actually it's really in that portions of the part of the show progressing the show forward. It's a great episode, but everything that I loved about this show was thrown out the window for this episode. I get it. I know why you did it. I get it. But this is the same dry cookie cutter. The whole episode, all I could hear was just.
Yep.
That's it. That's how I felt the whole episode, because you guys threw these big punches and you just kept womp, 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 and bringing Kat Dennings in. You didn't help me there, because I can't stand that obnoxious, annoying bitch. Okay. That's one of the reasons why I hate Thor movies, is because when she was in it, she's so fucking obnoxious. Look, I get it. You love her, that's fine. But she's an obnoxious tryhard. She's our Kevin Hart. You know? She's our Kevin Hart. My people's Kevin Hart, man. Like, she's the worst. And you know what? I think she might even be worse, because she tries way too hard. Way too hard to be funny when she's not. So on top of that and all the Marvel cliches, and I get it. You're setting up for not just the future episode, but for the future MCU. I get it. But everything that made this, the first 3 episodes that made this, even though the laugh track annoyed me, and yes, it's not completely original, there was unique aspects of this story through the first 3 episodes that were just thrown out the window because, well, we got to explain to you guys out there that don't get it about why this is happening with Wanda and why the world's like, I don't care. I get it. And now everybody's like, Cheapers, this is one of the greatest shows on planet Earth. Where were you 3 weeks ago?
Yep.
Well, it wasn't good then. It wasn't good.
Exactly.
Why? Because Marvel did something different. So everything that I despise about Marvel, the cookie cutter, bland, nonsensical storytelling sometimes, because a lot of that was in here, was put forefront in this episode, and it annoyed me because, like I said, I get why we did it. We have to not only push this storyline further, but we have to set up for the multiverse of madness and Fantastic Four, and like, because there's
X-Men.
stuff, regardless of if you want to say it or not, these guys are planning 70 years ahead.
Oh yeah, totally.
They're not planning 5-10. They're planning 70 years in advance so they can continue to never lose, no matter pandemic or not, to lose that stranglehold of cash flow. So they're going to continue to, we're planning for Fantastic Four and the X-Men in 20. I don't care. I'm watching an interesting, very cool show that we have that is very different. And this is what a lot of people like me, Marvel, listen. Now I get it. You already have your fanboys. Now it's time to start bringing in newer people like me who actually want to see something different, instead of just catering to, I don't like it because it's something different. And if you do it again, I'm putting my foot down and I'll walk. No, you won't. You don't got the guts. You'll still buy the toys. You'll still get the games. You'll still buy the posters. You'll still go see the movies, especially when the pandemic lowers. So shut up. Shut the fuck up.
It's the Mandalorian.
You're not going to do shit. The reason why I get mad about this is because it's like these wrestling fans, these damn it, it's real to me wrestling fans. They go, well, if you make Roman Reigns champion, The Rock's cousin, we'll cancel our subscription and we'll walk out and we won't buy shirts. And Triple H called him and he was right. And he said, yeah, you'll do that, huh? But you really won't. And what happened next week? Everybody came back. So shut up. You're not going to do shit. I'm sick of this crybaby mentality that if I don't get my way, I'm going to flip tables and I'm going to shit my diapers and I'm going to cry. Well, then you can keep doing that because that's what babies do. That's not what adults do. I'm sick of that mentality. It's nonsense. Act like adults, grow up.
No, you're absolutely right, man. It just makes me laugh.
Enjoy what you got, please. Just enjoy what we have.
Absolutely.
You know when I was watching this episode, like remember like when I was talking about it in The Mandalorian, like how it was a good filler episode, and then how Pinhead hated it.
Right.
And I was like, when I was watching this, I was like, yeah, Pinhead's gonna hate this fucking show or this episode. And I was just like waiting. That's why I was like waiting for him to like whatever. I was trying to bait him. You know, because he told me before about Kat Dennings and like how like you know how it's how he doesn't like Kat Dennings and all that stuff, and I was just like, yeah.
That was the last straw with this episode.
Let me mention Kat Dennings real quick here.
I was like, no, you didn't.
Pinhead, you didn't. You didn't like Mie.
I can't stand, like, and her attitude. The joke. My favorite joke was, can I get that coffee? No. That was the height of her comedy. No. Okay.
To be fair,
like that's funny.
To be fair, that's all she's asking, and she figured out the shit for everyone.
I get that, but like, come on, you're since like. That's supposed to be funny. It's not the fact that what she said. It's the fact that that's supposed to be a joke in 2021. I didn't get coffee. Like, that's funny. What's next? You didn't hold the door open for me. Like that. It goes back to the Dennis Leary stuff where he talked about what people doing nonsensical exercises. I sit up, I get down. I sit up, I get down. I open the door, I close the door. Like, what kind of stupid shit is this?
Oh, dude. Oh my god.
Yeah.
It's nonsense.
That's why I said.
Hey, you Marvel fanboys out there, good luck. Congratulations, you eat it up. So okay, that's fine.
To me, I liked her. You know, her humor. I liked
her humors.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, you liked her two eyes. That's what you like. Those two big old eyes of hers.
Right. The humors, right, Jester.
We'll call it that.
Humors.
I felt like her stuff in Thor was better than this. This felt more forced than in Thor, but
that I will agree to a point. Yes, it was better in Thor, but it was still grot.
So to me, it doesn't really bother me. Like I think it for me, it changed like the feel a little bit to like maybe the unease of what people had with the last 3 episodes. It kind of brought people back home to what people knew. And while I kind of disagree with that, I kind of wish they strung us out at least for a few more episodes before they did like this big reveal. Because I wanted. I like the little tease after every episode, you know, where like, you know, the first episode you had somebody writing on a pad, and then the second episode you had the beekeeper, and then the third episode you had her getting thrown into the real world. You know, like I wish we had that for just a little bit more. With that said,
But that's the thing. You know good and well we might go, like, especially if we go into the 80s or the 90s next week.
Yeah.
All you keyboard karate kids out there are going to change your tune again. And you're going to be like, oh, Marvel, you went back. And then all that dancing around and throwing parades. Now you're going to go back to being a lynch mob.
Watch. Yeah, I can see them getting upset about it.
And that mentality is pathetic.
No, it is. It's a shame. It really is. And then that's the thing of like, they'll either go back to that, or then all of a sudden they'll just jump on the bandwagon and be like, they're just geniuses.
Yeah,
I can't believe
this is
they're
so
doing this.
artistic.
They're
They
just
were,
Story,
amazing.
man.
like,
You know, they're you know, they're dream weavers and story
Yeah.
makers.
then you're gonna go from the to the other side of the annoying of a.
Yep.
Well, I know better than you because I've watched episode 5 and 6 of Marvel's WandaVision, and now I know art. Shut up. Like,
Like-
this is annoying.
So for example, my pop called me and asked me like, "Hey man, do you know what this WandaVision thing is about?" And I'm like, "Honestly, I'm watching it as they coming out and I have no idea." And he's like, "Do you think I'll like it?" And I said, "No." And he's like, "Okay, I thought so." And I was like, "But look, I'll let you know if something that you might like is going to happen, and then I'll say if you should watch it." And then like, so I texted him. I was like, "All right, episode 4 came out. You might want to start watching it because it, you know, stuff that you understand will be there." And then so he's like, "Okay, I'll watch it."
You should have just told your dad, like, you know, Elizabeth Olsen's boobs are there,
Well, I mean,
and Kat Dennings' boobs are there.
well, maybe now, but
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, you know, any normal guy would understand.
Another
completely.
thing, and that's another thing on the Kat Dennings tip. Your only real selling point of hers wasn't on display very much in
I
this
know
episode.
she was like
So,
all like you know,
the one
it's not
thing-
that cold in
never-
New Jersey,
what
guys.
are you guys
I
talking
know
about? It
this
never
is-
is with her character. Like she was like that in Thor. She's dressed the same.
But all
This
jokes
isn't me,
aside,
you know.
I'm giving her shit. All jokes aside, I don't care. She is annoying, and it's that forced nothing. There are two things that make me just get angry more, as far as comedy. One reason why I didn't like Shrek, the poo poo and the pee pee comedy, I can't stand.
Mute. Where's the mute button?
The other extreme, the one I hate even more than the poo poo and the pee pee, is that forced. Hey guys, I stepped in eggs and excellent. Like, shut up! Stop making up stupid. It's not funny. You're forcing. No. Do you not see why you're the only one laughing and everyone's looking at you like that shit ain't funny? And I don't like those. Why are you laughing? No one's laughing. Well, it was funny, wasn't it? No, it was fucking cringe. Stop doing that. Okay, stop doing that. Stop doing that, and please stop doing the poo-poo and the pee-pee jokes. They didn't do it, but if they're gonna go that far, it's just a matter of time where they'll slip one in, especially if we get to the 90s.
Well,
When we get to the 90s,
with
yeah,
the twin babies, you gotta get some poo poo and pee in there.
yeah, exactly. I want the subtle, not without saying it. So then I knew that scenario. Like, it's coming. It's coming.
Wait, Pinhead, you don't like Shrek?
No, I hate it. I hate it.
You don't like
hold up,
Donkey
hold up.
or Lord Fuckwad?
This is another podcast.
This is another podcast.
Now, this is another podcast
This
because
is another podcast in the making.
and he's 100% correct. It's another podcast for the simple fact
Okay.
it will make me blow like John Cena
Okay.
levels of blowing. Because
Okay,
I'll
okay,
just plain and
Alright,
simple
alright,
for a
alright.
preview for you fans. It's fucking trash.
Oh
please.
shit! Now
That's
we're
not
canceled.
me. Yeah.
All the kids who grew up with
Oh,
Shrek are like,
Gosh, dude.
"Fuck you guys."
Yeah. I'm kind of on board with them right now. I feel the same.
So
But-
to be fair, I see Pinhead's point about Kat Dennings, but I didn't feel like she was overdoing it like she did in Thor, especially in the first two Thor movies. Now,
Agreed.
I actually don't mind her. I actually like her character in the first two Thor movies because I felt like she had more personality than Natalie Portman's Jane Foster.
That's fair.
Yeah, she was the
I will.
Natalie
that I
Portman was the
will agree.
straight person, and she was the comedic whatever
Comic relief.
laugh track, comic relief.
Exactly, and that's my only gripe. When I have my comic relief, I don't have a problem with comic relief. I just like my comic relief to have a little bit of
Be
I
funny.
don't know, not for nothing, comedy.
Right.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so it'll be interesting to see how Natalie Portman is coming back because we all thought she was done after the Dark World,
Cancer.
which when you before Avengers Endgame, we thought she was done and she was never coming back. She was done with the MCU. And then, of course, after Endgame, she came back for Endgame, and then they announced Thor: Love and Thunder, and she's going to be Lady Thor. Jane Foster will become Thor. So, Marvel backed up the money truck and was like, "Hey, would you like to come back for now a starring role? You're not just going to be damsel in distress, scientist figuring out what's going on here with these markings on the ground. You're gonna have the power. You're gonna have toys and everything."
Right. So Chris Hemsworth's gonna be like bro dick jokes, same with Star-Lord, right?
Well, I mean, he's part of the Guardians of the Galaxy now, right? So I would assume he'd fit in very nicely.
Oh, you mean as Guardians of the Galaxy?
Yeah. So
Yeah.
Chris
Jesus.
Pratt has been spotted in Australia.
I really hope
Thor: Love and Thunder.
I really hope like they don't make a fucking joke about Christian Bale's character, the God Butcher, because
Oh, you know that's gonna happen.
he was brutal. He was a fucking brutal guy in the comic
Well,
books.
who's directing this movie again?
Taika, my favorite
Well,
director
then
of
you
all
already
time.
know the answer to your question. You should already
It's
know
gonna be
the
nothing
answer.
but
Dick
dick jokes.
jokes and frat party boys. That's what it's gonna be.
So
I can't wait. I'm
I
so
think
excited.
You know this already.
I'm so excited for Mike to hear fucking cancer jokes left and right. I can't wait.
Oh God.
Mike.
Yeah,
I can't wait. I can't wait for MCU fans to defend cancer.
Oh man, that one. That's gonna be.
that one. Yeah.
I can't wait. I can't wait for Korg to be like, "Oh, it's okay, Thor. It's only cancer. It won't come back."
Right.
At least it has its foundation, and while those foundations are strong,
I saw it again, and nope, I don't like it. Sorry.
that's fine.
You saw it for how many times is that now?
This is by 4 now, 5.
Oh, okay.
Jesus.
Interesting.
I admire your commitment.
No, it's again. I wanted to see where people are coming from, and it is it's a pretty movie. Visually, it's good. Everything, it just didn't sit well with me. And I guess with Pinhead with Shrek, it didn't sit well with him. It didn't sit well with me with Thor Ragnarok. And I'm sorry, guys. So
No, it's good. I mean, that's the thing.
same thing with you, Jester, with The Last Jedi, right? It didn't sit well with you at all.
Exactly. We're all allowed to have our opinions and our feelings about the movies that we want to watch.
Except at that particular moment, you were wrong.
Well,
Just kidding.
So, all right.
Back to Wanda.
Yeah, back to Wanda.
My favorite, reappearance, of course, is John Krasinski. I really love this performance. Asian Jim.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I forgot about that. That was great.
Yeah.
Oh, that's going to be an MCU tie-in because John Krasinski is going to be Reed Richards, huh?
He'd be a good Reed Richards, man.
Speculation,
that's
right?
Confirmed?
That's
Okay,
speculation.
I was about to say.
It's major speculation, though, bro.
Yeah, I know him and his wife. I heard that, but I was about to say that was confirmed.
And then Chris Evans. The reason Chris Evans is back is because he's going to be Johnny Storm.
Hey, the multiverse, right? He could be Johnny Storm.
Yeah, he could. Exactly.
Yeah, I want my boy Michael B. Jordan to be back in that seat. Fuck, you just keep America's ass.
I'm gonna say it on the next podcast about Michael B. Jordan.
Okay.
So
just to kind of wrap this up on a bow for me, I still feel the same about the show. Honestly, as I sit on it, I feel like I'm just watching this just to understand the stories to come. You know what I mean? I'm not watching it because I'm like, yeah, WandaVision, awesome. I'm just
fantastic.
I'm just here, and I like the different. I do. I like the sitcom stuff. I like that. But it's okay, and this episode, this newest one, it may have changed things for a lot of people. For me, it didn't. I feel the same. Mm-hmm. So I'll leave it at that, and you'll see me on the podcast for the next WandaVision episode.
Yeah.
And I'll pass it off to whoever wants to talk next.
I mean, this episode wasn't too bad at all. It finally explained it to the people that needs explanations for it.
Yeah, I don't fucking understand. Why this, why that?
Yeah.
So, anyways, 2 things that I noticed in this one. One, there wasn't any commercials.
Nope. Oh yeah, you're right.
Because we weren't in the show.
Yeah, but there's whatever. How come they didn't see the commercials in the show?
They didn't even
Like, well,
reference them, huh?
how come?
Yeah.
How come they didn't?
No,
They didn't show?
we saw the Strucker ad. They showed it on screen.
Did it?
Yeah,
I don't remember that.
they showed it a while. Yeah, it's there. Watch it.
Oh, okay. Then my mistake. That was that's whatever.
Bum, bum, bum.
And then second, Feige might be combining a couple of major comic book stories here. It's gonna be Secret Wars plus Reverse House of M. So just
Okay.
look out for that. Reverse House of M because Wanda said no more mutants, right?
Yeah.
So she's gonna say bring on the fucking mutants.
I dub the mutants.
So that's what I'm thinking. And speculations from me.
I think that's clever, to be honest. I think. You're on
But
the
then
right
Secret
course.
Wars is gonna be Secret Wars because again, they've been trying to hype this Secret Wars for ever since Endgame.
Quick
I
synopsis.
was about to say,
of-
haven't they been doing that for a while now?
Yeah, Secret Wars is a comic book story where the Avengers and Shield and everything, they found out that the people or so alien beings are impersonating superheroes and whatnot. So
Okay.
the Skrulls are very good at changing their form into a different identity and everything, and they go up into the chain of commands and get control.
They've been living among.
Okay.
So,
Yeah,
so
it's the equivalent. It's the equivalent for those who don't know. You can look it up if you want a quick Cliff Note version of it. It's like the equivalent version to Power Man 5000's "Nobody's Real" song.
There you go.
Okay. That's. I mean, they're probably starting that with Captain Karen, right?
Yep.
That
It
movie?
started
Well,
with
they
that
announced the
just because.
Secret Wars series, right, on the Disney Plus investor presentation.
Yeah, they're gonna do a lot of things. So like right now I guess the Skrulls look benevolent and shit, but
Yeah.
they might turn out to be the reptilian people from the TV show V.
Yeah. David
you
Icke
never
could have
know.
been right,
Okay. All right.
You know.
Good to know.
But that's that's the speculation, and again, it's hinting towards it. Like, everybody's saying that Wanda's gonna be the one that's bringing the mutants over, which is fine. It is perfectly fine. I'm okay with it. They need to figure out how to bring in the mutant universe over to the MCU. So
Yeah.
that's perfectly fine with me. And yeah, those are the two things. Pinhead.
Well,
Yeah, like I said, I gave it a little bit of a shit, but like I said, the things that I love about the show, because unlike Jester, I did look forward to it every week until now. And a part of it is my fault because I should have known better, setting myself up for failure, knowing that all this shit is just to set up for more tentpole movies, like to set up for more popcorn being ingested, more tickets sold, more eyeballs on TVs now. Because you guys, I don't care what you guys say. I'm talking to you corporate overlords out there. I don't care what you say. You will buck and you're going to fall through with what HBO Max did. You're going to have no choice. There's going to come to a point where this pandemic's, it's not going to be done. This year is not the end of it. I know there could be vaccines coming. We don't know what's going to happen. This year is not going to be the going clear year. And with that being said, what are you guys going to do? Are you going to continue to be stubborn and do this crap and be like, I don't want it? Like a little baby who won't eat his peas? We'll see. But the fact of the matter is this stuff is all set up for their blockbuster moments, having the eyeballs on the TV, selling t-shirts, selling toys. I get that. I'm tired of the mediocre, lackluster. That's why I like DC better, because, you Marvel fanboys pissed your pants because you saw something different, what DC's been doing for years now, and you're not used to it. That's why you trash DC, because, it's not the typical Mr. Sandman, bring us a dream bullshit that you see all the time over there at DC, where they make different stories. And when you guys over here at Marvel get different stories, you kind of get a little, You're like a little baby being told to go to bed at 9 o'clock when you want to stay up and watch wrestling. I remember how you like, I don't want to go. Well, you're gonna go because it has to be done. I don't want to go. And then Marvel has to pull out the belt and start whooping you, and then you get your point. Then you guys go to bed.
Whoa.
So now that Marvel told you, now that Marvel with this episode, and that's what this episode was, and I'll end it with this. This was for the fanboys who didn't want to go to bed, who were already not eating their peas. They didn't want to go to bed. They wanted to stay up and watch, the real world, or they wanted to stay up and watch wrestling or whatever, or play Call of Duty for the 498th hour of their time. So we'll go with that. You wanted to stay up and play Call of Duty. Well, guess what? This was the episode where Disney got the belt out and said, you like this show and you're going to like it. And guess what you guys did? You went to bed and you went, yeah, we like it. It's great. It's a great show now. And now all you are nestled snugly tight in your beds going, hey, Kevin Feige, hey, Disney. Okay, so you happy now? You got your way this week. Next week when it goes back to format, if it does, don't cry so much this time. You got your way. It's pushing forward for your little doldrum stories. Don't worry. You'll get your way. It's fine. Don't throw such a temper tantrum this time around. Because when they do, that's when that Marvel steps in and goes, well, we're going to make lackluster stories like this. So I don't know. It's extremely annoying because we have good material here. And because everybody threw a fit, well, we have to make lackluster stories now, just so that little Timmy will go to bed when he's told to. So that's my opinion on it, and that's where I'll leave it.
All righty. Well, I actually liked it, but I feel like, yeah, they could have waited. They didn't have to do it in this episode, but I could have gone further and waited closer towards the end and gotten everything.
Yes, sir.
Exactly.
And not even to the point of like literally showing everything that we saw in this episode. But then I understand they had to do it this way because, of course, they had to explain Monica Rambeau, and as far as her character and where she's been. So I get that. But yeah, I would have preferred that they went further until we got the whole final curtain reveal and here's everything that really happened.
And I guess I didn't articulate it better than that, but that you stated it perfectly the way I was trying to state it. That's what I wanted. I would have much preferred it that way, because that way we could have all got what we wanted, and it would have progressed the story into, okay, here we go. We're into the or we're here, or whatever, or even if it segues to Black Widow, whatever.
Right.
But then I would be like, okay, that's fine. I just personally like a little more show and a little less tell.
Right. Totally understandable. So yeah, I'm with Kuya as far as, the House of M storyline. It seems like that's what they're on track to do. And then now, of course, with Secret Wars, I think they're going to branch off into it as well, because why not? It's all interconnected. So it's really going to be fascinating once this show is done, and then we can look back at everything and see why they structured it the way they did, and really be able to fully be able to.
I just think Wanda was fucking crazy. That's why all of these episodes are all nuts.
Yeah,
that's what I think.
Yeah.
Because and then she's reverting back to the time when she was younger, and the things that she saw when she was younger were old ass TV shows.
Yeah,
and she wanted her life to be like that, just because it was we're home. We're finally home. That's what she said, right? She kept saying that to Vision.
Right. And
it's
we never saw them get together in the movies. When from Civil War, there was already a hint that you like some paprikash, like they were cooking. Or he was
they kissed in Endgame, if I'm not mistaken.
Right. But then
I don't know how synthesoid sex works.
It wasn't hinted in Endgame that they were banging too.
Infinity War.
When they were in Sokovia, wherever they were, because they were too intimate.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, the intimacy that they had in that, especially in that moment, beyond no roommates or buddies are doing that.
I feel
buddies with a girl like that, buddy.
I can feel
I
you.
am jealous of you because that is next level pimpery.
Right.
I can feel you.
I think that's why in Infinity War, we already see when we catch up to them, they're already together. They're just out, together, and they just basically want to live a life like just and just be free. So since they never really got that, now is in this show is the perfect time to actually have more time with these characters and to show like what could have been. And I think that's what Wanda is projecting, a life of what could have been had he not died and had everything not gone to shit for her. So, and that's what I appreciate about the show is because when you look at Wanda's character, she was introduced with Pietro in Age of Ultron, but how much of the movie are in that movie are they in? They have a story there, they have an arc, yes, but then it's not entirely their movie. And so we get glimpses of and then in Civil War, of course, we see a progression with her character and her powers, and then Infinity War, but now with this show we get more time for her, and of course Vision as well. So I think that's really fascinating. So I'm still looking forward to seeing where this will go. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it. So episode 5 is coming up next week. And they said we have 6 hours, I think. So this is 34 minutes. So roughly what? It's been like 2 hours so far for the past 4 episodes.
Maybe episode 8 and 9 are probably on 1 hour each or something. I don't know. Shit.
Maybe. We shall see.
Maybe someone got something wrong. Who knows?
Yeah.
Yep.
We'll
see.
All righty. Well, that wraps up our WandaVision review for episode 4. We interrupt this program. We thank you guys for listening and for your continued support. Please make sure to follow us on Instagram at FMANDTV. And you can follow me on Instagram at FilmakerMike and Twitter at JediMike1128. Jester.
Yep, you can follow me at SequesterJ on Twitter, the Sequester Jester on Instagram, and then I'm on TikTok as well, same name. So enjoy, fellas and ladies, if you're even there. Kuya?
Instagram at oldman Jimmy, Jimi. Still no nothing.
Yeah, we know.
Hey, I'm just whatever. I'm waiting for like the Snyder cut of my thing to come out. So I don't know.
All right, I'm excited then.
No.
Got a couple months.
Go ahead, Pinhead.
I am under the same shit. Instagram, Pinhead198. I finally got my Twitter up. It's under James TC. You can check that out. Only there's no movement hardly ever because, like Kuya, I'm waiting for the Hellraiser series to ever get off the ground if that ever happens. So when that does, then the show will be there. I'm sure there'll be tons of flooding. Once we start, I will be talking about Psycho Gorman here pretty soon because that movie was excellent. So I'll probably start flooding my Twitter here pretty soon. But other than that, nothing, because I'm not going to give you the Facebook because I very rarely use it. So don't even bother.
Alrighty. So again, thank you guys for listening. You can also check out our past episodes and past shows if you haven't yet. And you can also leave us a voice message. Let us know if you're watching WandaVision, what your thoughts are. You can do that in the link below via Anchor. And you can also listen to the show, of course, whether you're listening to it on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio. You can also download the Anchor app and listen to the shows there as well. And I believe that's where you can also leave the voicemail. I think it might be easier to leave the voicemail through the Anchor app as well, or the site, either way. So that, and of course, if you're watching us on YouTube, feel free to comment below and subscribe so you get notified whenever we have new shows. So until next time, we will see you again, same time, same podcast. Filmmaker Mike and the boys, WandaVision.
Bye-bye.
Bye.